a slaughter yard with all these other sick horses, and then they're going to slaughter them. So the Alberta government is saying, go ahead.
I am here to bring awareness to the atrocities of the Alberta wild horses. They're being culled as we speak. Some of them are being gentled and put into new homes, but the majority of them will be going to slaughter, and I am against that.
Why are you against that?
Because I feel that it's inhumane, and I feel that these horses are our heritage, a Canadian heritage that we must protect.
What do you propose as an alternative solution?
For the time being, I feel that we need to try the PZP, which is the birth control method that was brought up to the ESRD, and they had agreed to that. So I feel that that moratorium should be upheld.
Why do you feel that the government is so concerned about there being so many wild horses? Is it really such a problem?
I don't feel that I think the government is more worried about what is going to be there for the cattle in the spring. I don't feel that the horses are really impacting the environment at all, to be honest with you. I think that it's just a money thing, supporting the cattlemen so in turn they can line their pockets.
Mm-hmm. Would anyone else like to say something?
Well, not only is slaughter inherently inhumane, but there's a law in Canada that says you can't take pregnant mares that are 6 months pregnant and send them to slaughter. And that's exactly what they're trying to do with the Ghost River herd, is eliminate the entire herd. They're telling us there's over 250, but by aerial count we came up with about 127. There's very few foals from last year because the winter was so bad. 5 of the animals that have been captured already in this time this year are all 2-year-old colts, and the other 9 that we don't know about, we just don't know what they are. They're keeping it very, very quiet. You can't get any information from the government. The government department actually lied to a lot of us when we said, are you having a cull this year? And up until a week ago they said no cull. Well, there is a cull. There's not enough there to be culled, and they're a heritage for everybody to enjoy. Yep. They're likely going to clear cut the area where the ghost herd is. I haven't been on the ground, I've only been in the air up there, and there's absolutely no way that many horses are going to impact. It's got to be logging, it's got to be cows. The horses and the cows don't compete for the grass.
And recreation. The recreation in the area is huge. And I'm not saying there's anything against it. It's just looking at all the accountable factors. It's not just the horses that are impacting this land. It's everything. It's inhumane. The slaughter practices are inhumane. You can't tell me that a mare with a foal in her belly is not going through some extreme hardship coming from a wild environment to a caged environment where she full well knows she can smell the fear in the air. There is no way that's humane.
I am not proud of the way our government, in specific the ESRD, and the sly tactics they used to quiet us last year. The promise to cease and desist on the call of our Canadian heritage horses who live in the West Sundre area. The promise to roll out a trial of PZP to inhibit the birthing cycle of mares and in turn help control the overpopulated horses. Yet here we are again. We are asking our government to stop the cull. With the PZP trials and this cull, does the government plan on wiping out the horse population completely in this area? Why is there no response when we ask how many horses are actually allowed in this area? After all, this is Crown land, owned by you and by me. Do we not deserve answers? Do they think we are stupid? Or maybe, Mr. Prentice, like the healthcare premiums you are trying to roll out, you just don't care what your constituents think. We are the voices for the wild horses of Alberta. We are requesting the government finally listen to us and change and stop this call. Not only this call, but create a heritage status for these horses whose lineage is clearly shown to date back to the foundations of this great province. These animals are a deep-rooted piece of Canadian heritage. Stop the call.
Stop the cull! Here, here!
Anyone else want to have a look?
I got involved last year when the horse cull started, and it was very short notice about the sundry cull. And I had extensive back and forth communication with the ESRD. This was my first venture into dealing with the ESRD. They are not very transparent, and they have not included the public, who most people would be against this cull when they're faced with the numbers and the lack of science behind this cull. I was told in last year that, quote, stand by, this is it. So the ESRD works with license holders to ensure that all feral horses are treated humanely through the capture process. But I was told by somebody in the office that permit holders can send horses to slaughter if they choose. So there is no follow-up to check and see if the horses are adopted, sent to slaughter, treated humanely, fed enough. There is no follow-up. They also said that the horses were having a negative effect on native plants and animals. And I asked them, so since when are livestock, and in the ghost area, since when are 250,000 cattle native species? I would say if any animal is degrading the grasslands in the foothills, it would be cattle. We need to look at why you and I are paying for these cheap grazing leases on Crown land and start asking some hard questions about why they are trying to eradicate these horses from our land. Some of these horses their bloodlines go back to horses brought over to North America in the 16 and 1700s, and they've mixed with horses that have escaped or been let go during the early 1900s. These animals helped build Alberta. They worked in mines, they worked with loggers, and is this the best that we can do for a part of our heritage, is to sell them off and slaughter them because they are not worth anything to our government? Please get involved. Please talk to the ESRD. Please make your voices heard. They're an important part of our heritage. The government's very happy to put film and stills of galloping horses on our information for tourism. Yeah. But if you just look outside the frame of that